We can increase attendance, increase performance, and reduce violence by creating a safer school climate, and the solution is Safe School Ambassadors and programs that give kids the courage and confidence to make a difference. The best leverage point for change and reducing violence and bullying are students. Students hold the key to influencing the culture that allows these things to happen. What we know statistically is as many as 160,000 students stay home from school every day. They're afraid to come to school because of what somebody might say or do to them. Well, when they're not in school, what are they doing? Oftentimes, kids not in school are angry, depressed. They turn to alcohol, drugs, violence, crime. We would be better served to try to find ways to bring those kids into the campus and keep them there. But the only way we're going to do that is if the campus is a safer place for kids who don't feel welcome. So how do we do that? So the answer really lies in waking up the courage of other kids to begin to look out for each other, to stand up for each other, to speak up for each other. And then we can reduce the number of kids who stay at home because they recognize that school is a safe place.
People, when they get mistreated, they feel bad. They don't really want to go back to it because they don't want to get hurt again. So, I mean, I know it's cost a lot of people not to go back to school.
Students see, hear, and know things that adults don't. Students can intervene in ways adults can't. Students are the first responders on the scene of an incident, most often before an adult ever knows about it.
In order to address the academic needs of a student, their social and emotional well-being really has to be met first. If a child is coming to school and they are being bullied and they have that knot in their stomach, they're not going to be able to do well academically. So I think the most important thing to address first are the child's basic needs, and this is definitely one of them. Making sure that the child is safe in order for them to learn.
The most important part is that students feel like they're being looked to as being part of the solution, and I think that sends a real powerful message. As a decision maker, this is one of those programs that I see really helping students to help themselves as well as their peers to, again, change the school climate. Here's what's acceptable at our school, and really improve student learning by allowing students to come to school and feel safe.
I'm going to have to change myself in order for me to change other people. So I'm going to really apply this program to my school, my friends, and my family.
When a Safe School Ambassador program is brought to a school, initially involves a 2-day training, 40 to 45 kids at the middle high or 30 to 35 kids at the elementary, and a handful of adults. So there's a ratio of about 1 to 6 and 1 to 7. It tends to run the length of the entire school day, so we mirror what the starting bell is and the ending bell, so that we've got 2 complete days to drop in and build community in the room across different kinds of kids, and enough time to really give them a chance to get comfortable in talking about the issue, and most importantly, enough time to practice and gain some confidence and competence in the 6 or 7 skills that we're teaching them to use. At the end of those 2 days, the kids leave, but the staff stays behind, so we have another 30 or 45 minutes to kind of debrief the day and how it went and prepare for the second day, and then to talk about what happens after we leave so the program can be sustained.
It's important that we meet once a week with them at first because we want to make sure that the energy and the momentum is sustained, and then we really encourage them in being there. We want them to be out there on their own, how they usually are on campus, to go ahead and do the work that they need to do.
We're creating that safe space for students to come in and open up so that when they come to a problem, when they come to a conflict, it no longer just instantaneously turns into violence. It now slows down, the student processes what's going on, and the student recognizes that violence is not the answer. So then they either themselves solve it, or they bring the problem to us, and then we sit down and solve it with them.
These small groups are critical to sustaining the commitment of the kids. We need to make sure that there's a safety net under these young people who are sometimes breaking a code of silence and standing up against the larger culture that says don't get involved. What we found in the schools that really commit to meeting with the kids every couple of weeks and securing 30 or 45 minutes during the day, those small groups really become the glue and the reinforcement for sustaining the commitment, and it's those schools where the program really thrives and grows. What are we currently doing to deal with youth violence? What's it costing us to do the things we're already doing? And what's the expense of not doing this? If we don't invest in our kids, and they're not on the front lines where they can nip it in the bud or stop it before it gets serious, we're going to be paying tens of thousands of dollars in the cost of vandalism, in the cost of dropouts, in the cost of crime, in the cost of suspending kids and lost ADA.
And we noticed that schools that have Safe School Ambassador program implemented on their campuses have a lower rate of students who are bringing weapons on. They have a higher rate of students that are feeling more safe on their campus, which is our ultimate goal.
Talk to the young people, find out what types of mistreatment are going on in their school, because often, again, they're out of the view and the purvey of most administrators, and I think that once they listen to those youth voices and they find a way for the students to be able to have their own voice to address those situations, it really is something that can be a benefit to the school site. It's cost effective, and I think it really has shown an impact on school climate.
The Safe School Ambassador program has made my campus less violent, and I'm glad the Safe School Ambassador program is at my school.
For low cost, we get the change in the culture. We get a safer school, we get higher performing kids, we get less incidents of violence. Everybody wins.